Joe, how much do you stick with the sort of game plan that you had before the break against the Capitals going into today?
We like the way we played the last time against them, but obviously, they're going to probably make some adjustments, so we have to be ready for those and be ready to make some of our own, depending on what they're throwing at us. But the way we played is probably the script that we'd want to see again here today if we could.
One of those adjustments, of course, is they put Ovechkin in. Was the last time.
Yeah.
What kind of a obstacle, lack of a better word, when you've got two big wingers like that with Wilson and Ovechkin in terms of defending?
Makes it more challenging, and I think that it's going to be a strong point of emphasis for us. Obviously, whoever's playing against them, to try to contain them as much as possible. We have a good idea who we're going to try to run out there against them, but it's not always the case here, especially on the road, right? You don't get the last change, but two guys that play physical, two guys that can both get to the net. One guy obviously shoots it really well. So there's always different challenges every game, and that's one of them for us. But we feel we can neutralize them if we can get the right people out there at the right time.
What's the key to getting off to a quick start today?
These 12:30 games are really, it's about finding your legs early and making sure that you're sharp up here early. Your mind's into it, your head's into it, and in warm-ups, hopefully finding your legs right away. A team that usually, I guess, is awake first has got a really good chance to get off to a good start, so hopefully that's us here today.
You had Lysell on one of the power play units the other day, so how do you modify those?
Yeah, well, we've changed up both units. We've mixed them up, from the previous games. So we'll put in Freddie. Freddie will go on one of the units. It's hard to get into all the different changes right now, but Freddie will slide into one of the units now that he's out, and we'll move somebody else over to that elbow there where Lysell was.
And I could have been wrong. It seemed like last game you were less inclined to leave Pasta out there for the full two, but close to the full two. Is that sort of in the making?
David stays sometimes a little bit longer. If he starts the power play, he'll stay a little bit longer. He has the green light to stay out there. Typically, it's not 2 minutes. Sometimes if that's the case, if the puck's in the zone, it may end up being that long. But like their guy over there, number 8, who stays, our 88 stays a little bit longer at times too.
Lori was +4, which is great for him. There's a balance there with him, isn't there, in terms of, lack of a better word, let him freelance and kind of play off instinct and play within the program?
Correct. And I think that, you just hit the key word is balance, right? You want to make sure that you're letting Mason play. When he has the puck, he has his capabilities to make plays, drive some offense for us, help us transition out of our own end cleaner. When he doesn't have the puck, though, he's got to play by our rules, by the structure that we have. And he's trying to do a good job of that. And, Mason's still learning on the fly as we go here right now. He's a young player. That position's a tough spot to be in this league, but +4 helps your confidence.
Right. The D-men as a group, they haven't scored a goal in almost a month now. Are you trying to get them to activate more, or is kind of stabilizing this lineup, which you had to do, is that contrary to them activating?
No, it's not contrary. I think we want them to be active. We want them to join. We want them to help produce offense from the back end. But we've tried to, obviously, like you said, stabilize our defensive game first, and they've probably taken that to heart, right? They've done a good job for the most part, putting a priority in defending first. But we've had some good looks from a couple of our D-men joining the rush. Maybe a couple of times we were off net here and there, but no, we still need offense from our back end. That's a big part of today's game.
Your goalie today?
Swayman.
Okay. And who's out?
Who's out? On the back end, we're going to go with the same back end we had last game, so that means Spoons will be in again, and Ozzy will be out. And up front, we're going to go with Beecher will be back in tonight for Lysell, and Wally will be out. Wallstrom will be out.
You've coached against Ovechkin for some years now. What have you seen as allowed him scoring at an older age?
That's a good question. Obviously, he has his spot there on the power play, but teams do a good job of trying to neutralize that against him. He still finds ways to score, whether it's on the elbow or sometimes he moves up to the top on the power play. But just when you're a consistent goal scorer like he is, he's got size, he's got determination, he shoots the puck a lot. So 5-on-5, he finds ways. He's a great player. I mean, he just finds ways to find ice out there, even when you're trying to cover him, even when you're aware of him. I mean, you've got a game plan that you go into with, and obviously he's part of that game plan. And every team has his challenges against him. So it's a credit to him.